Anna Kournikova remains one of the most iconic and recognizable figures in tennis history, not because of a long list of singles titles, but for her extraordinary combination of talent, charisma, and global appeal. Anna has golden hair, bright blue eyes, and a mix of athletic skill and model looks that make everyone stare. Fans aren't sure if they're watching a tennis star or a movie actress when she stepped on the court. She received her first tennis racket at the age of 5 and immediately displayed signs of natural ability. Within just a few years, it was clear she had the potential to compete at the highest levels. She made her WTA debut in September 1995 at only 14 years old, a remarkable achievement that immediately placed her under the spotlight. Her early performances suggested she could become one of the sport's dominant players. In 1997, at Wimbledon, she reached the semifinals in her very first main draw appearance. This feat made her only the second woman in the Open era to reach a Wimbledon semifinal in a debut, an extraordinary sign of early promise. Kournikova's movement on the court was fluid, her reflexes sharp, and her ground strokes precise. She combined speed, balance, and instinctive anticipation, which allowed her to compete effectively with some of the best players of her generation. Yet, despite these signs of immense potential, singles titles continually eluded her. Kournikova reached a career-high ranking of number 8 in 2000 and came close to winning on multiple occasions. Yet she never captured a WTA singles championship. Finals slipped through her fingers repeatedly, often in matches where she displayed both talent and skill, but could not close the critical points when it mattered most. Her struggles in singles were not due to a lack of ability, but reflected the unpredictable pressures and challenges of professional tennis. She faced opponents who could capitalize in the tightest moments, and her career demonstrates that natural talent and global recognition do not guarantee success in the singles arena. Outside the courts, Kournikova became a cultural phenomenon. Covers of Sports Illustrated, major sponsorships, and constant media attention propelled her into global stardom. She became one of the most searched names on the internet, appearing in magazines and even mainstream entertainment outlets. Her image and appeal contributed greatly to the visibility of women's tennis, attracting fans who might not have been familiar with the sport otherwise. While her singles record left many questioning what could have been, her doubles career painted a different picture. Partnering with Martina Hingis, Kournikova won 2 Australian Open doubles titles and reached world number 1 in the doubles rankings. These achievements show that she had the skill, competitive drive, and teamwork to succeed at the highest level, even if singles success remained out of reach. Fernando Verdasco has that dark, rugged look and fiery Spanish vibe that fans love. His intense stare and strong build made him a favorite, and he always carried himself with a cool, confident energy that felt like something out of a romance story. Fernando Verdasco established himself as one of the most physically gifted and exciting players of his era, known for a tall, athletic frame, powerful forehand, and exceptional stamina. He could dominate rallies and push top competitors to their limits. His style combined speed, precision, and resilience, allowing him to endure some of the longest matches in modern tennis history. Verdasco's career highlight came at the 2009 Australian Open, where he reached the semifinals and faced Rafael Nadal in a match that would become legendary. The encounter lasted nearly 6 hours, a grueling test of both skill and endurance. Verdasco pushed Nadal to every corner of the court, winning admiration from fans and commentators around the world. Despite the effort, he ultimately fell just short of a Grand Slam final. Over his career, Verdasco showed a consistent ability to perform at high levels in both Masters 1000 tournaments and Grand Slam events. He reached career-high ranking of number 7 in 2009 and frequently challenged elite players with aggressive shot-making, court coverage, and a willingness to extend points in intense rallies. Yet, despite numerous opportunities, he could not secure a Grand Slam title or a Masters 1000 victory. Verdasco's career became a story of near misses, moments of brilliance overshadowed by the inability to win the highest honors. Fans remember him not for trophies, but for the excitement and intensity he brought to every match. Verdasco's matches were often defined by unpredictability. On one day, he could dominate top-ranked players with precise forehands and movement. On another, he might lose to lower-ranked opponents in equally competitive matches. This inconsistency made his career thrilling to watch, but also frustrating for those expecting championship victories. His reputation as one of the sport's most physically gifted athletes endures, alongside recognition for the thrilling matches that kept spectators on the edge of their seats. Grigor Dimitrov, back in his early days, was called baby-fed for the way he played. But what fans really noticed was his boyish charm, easy smile and lean, fit build, young Grigor had that heartthrob vibe, like someone you'd see on a teen magazine cover. Grigor Dimitrov arrived on the ATP Tour with immense hype, often referred to as Baby Federer because of his smooth movement, elegant one-handed backhand, and attacking style reminiscent of Roger Federer. His early career was defined by expectation. Fans and commentators expected him to dominate the sport. Dimitrov's game combined tactical awareness, finesse, and the ability to construct points creatively, which made him one of the most entertaining players on tour. His charisma and style attracted attention beyond tennis, earning him a reputation as both a talented athlete and a marketable personality. Dimitrov eventually captured the 2017 ATP Finals, a major achievement in his career. Yet, a Grand Slam title eluded him. One memorable performance came at Wimbledon 2014 when Dimitrov reached the quarterfinals, showcasing his technical skill, mental focus, and ability to challenge top-ranked players. He consistently produced high-level tennis, often beating elite opponents in early rounds but falling short in the crucial matches that determined championship outcomes. Dimitrov's career illustrates a common pattern in professional tennis. The gap between potential and ultimate achievement can be narrow and unforgiving. Even without a Grand Slam, Dimitrov maintained a high standard of play, regularly challenging the sport's best players and remaining in the conversation as a top contender. His combination of skill, movement, and fan appeal made him a fixture at major tournaments, and his matches drew crowds eager to see his athletic creativity and strategic play. With her blonde hair, bright smile, and girl-next-door vibe, Eugenie quickly became the sweetheart of tennis. She had that mix of elegance and down-to-earth charm that made fans instantly root for her. Eugenie Bouchard captured the tennis world's attention in 2014 with a level of performance and visibility few players achieve so early in their careers. At just 20 years old, she reached the Wimbledon final, displaying a combination of power, precision, and fearless court coverage. Her ground strokes were firm and well-timed, her footwork light and controlled, and her anticipation allowed her to counter even the most aggressive opponents. Bouchard combined raw athletic talent with mental composure, making her a threat to top players and a fan favorite instantly. Beyond her play, Bouchard quickly became a global personality. Her charm, fashion sense, and social media presence elevated her popularity beyond tennis. She drew sponsorships and attention that few young athletes experience, becoming one of the most marketable figures in the sport at the time. Fans followed her matches with interest not only for her results but also for her style and presence, creating a rare blend of sport and celebrity appeal. The Wimbledon final marked both the height of her career and the challenge she faced in converting promise into a major championship. Despite impressive runs at the Australian Open and French Open, including semifinals and quarter-final appearances, Bouchard struggled to sustain her peak form. Injuries, expectations, and the pressure of early stardom all contributed to inconsistency. Her career high ranking of number 5 showed her potential to dominate the sport, but a Grand Slam victory remained elusive. Tall, tan, and ridiculously handsome, Feliciano Lopez was pure style on and off the court. With his sharp jawline and flowing hair, he looked more like a model walking a runway than a tennis player. Lopez is a player who combined skill, intelligence, and style throughout an impressively long career. Nicknamed Deliziano for his appearance and charisma, Lopez made his mark with clever shot-making, net approaches, and consistency from the baseline. He played with a sense of elegance uncommon in modern tennis, often using strategy and tactical awareness to outmaneuver opponents rather than relying solely on power. Over more than 2 decades, he remained a strong ATP competitor, regularly reaching the later rounds of major tournaments, including multiple fourth-round appearances at Wimbledon and maintaining top 20 rankings for long stretches. Despite his abilities and longevity, a Grand Slam singles title never arrived. Lopez frequently advanced deep into tournaments, demonstrating remarkable court sense and resilience, but decisive victories in finals remained beyond reach. He did, however, achieve success in doubles, claiming important titles and partnering effectively with other top players. One notable moment was Wimbledon 2015, where he advanced to the 4th round after defeating several high-ranked opponents, displaying his trademark composure and tactical intelligence. Fans admired his consistency, style, and personality, making him one of the sport's most respected figures, not just for results but for character and conduct on the court. Paula's tall, strong, and flat-out stunning. With her fierce game and movie star looks, she's got fans hooked the second she walks on court. Her confidence mixed with style makes her one of the most talked-about stars today. Paula Badosa represents a newer generation of tennis stars, blending power, energy, and personality. Known for an aggressive baseline game, explosive movement, and expressive energy. She quickly became a standout on the WTA Tour. Badosa consistently challenged elite opponents, achieving several top 10 victories in high rankings. Yet a Grand Slam title has not yet become part of her resume. Her style is a mixture of modern athleticism and court intelligence, combining raw power with the ability to construct points and outmaneuver opponents strategically. One of her defining moments came at the 2021 French Open, where she reached the fourth round, demonstrating precise shot placement, composure under pressure, and the ability to dictate rallies against top-ranked players. Despite these performances, the top-level trophy remained out of reach. Off the court, Badosa has emerged as a media-savvy and approachable athlete, engaging fans with authenticity and social presence. Her career reflects the contemporary balance in professional tennis. Athletic skill must pair with psychological endurance, media awareness, and to handle both pressure and expectation. Badosa is admired not only for her play, but also for how she represents a modern, confident, and visible face of the sport. Elena had that natural beauty with a cool, confident vibe. She was fit, graceful, and carried herself in a way that made people stop and watch. Her quiet charm and athletic strength made her unforgettable in tennis history. Elena Dementieva was widely regarded for elegance, speed, and remarkable consistency. Her ground strokes, particularly her backhand, were precise and powerful, capable of controlling rallies and dictating points. She moved with a grace that made her look effortless, covering the court with balance and quickness few could match. Dementieva reached 2 Grand Slam finals in 2004, the French Open and the US Open, both times falling just short in tightly contested matches. Despite these near misses, she regularly advanced to semifinals and deep rounds in major tournaments over more than a decade, demonstrating reliability and skill that kept her among the sport's elite. A defining match came at the 2004 US Open final against Svetlana Kuznetsova, where Dementieva displayed tactical awareness, patience, and technical precision. She hit winners with timing and accuracy, moved fluidly to create angles, and maintained focus throughout. Yet victory slipped away, and she left the court without the championship. She continued competing at a high level, achieving 16 WTA titles and a career-high ranking of number 3. Fans remember her not only for results but for the artistry and poise she brought to the court, showing that greatness in tennis can be measured in more ways than championship counts. With his tall frame, crazy energy, and playful grin, Monfils had charisma for days. Fans loved his mix of raw athletic power and showman swagger, making him just as exciting to look at as he was to watch play. Gael Monfils stands out as one of the most dynamic and athletic figures in modern tennis. His ability to sprint across the court, dive for low balls, and hit shots from improbable positions has made him a magnet for fans around the world. Stadiums often filled just to witness his energy and physical prowess, turning each of his matches into a spectacle. Monfils' talent combines speed, agility, and creativity, giving him a style of play that is simultaneously thrilling and unpredictable. Throughout his career, Monfils consistently reached the deeper rounds of major tournaments, advancing to multiple Grand Slam quarterfinals and semifinals. He showcased exceptional shot-making skills, using angles, drop shots, and power to dominate points. One of the highlights came at the 2008 US Open, where he reached the quarterfinals. Monfils moved opponents around the court effortlessly, turning routine rallies into moments of spectacle. Yet when facing top-seeded players in later rounds, the championship remained just out of reach. Monfils reached a career-high ranking of number 6 and collected several ATP titles, demonstrating the skill and consistency to remain competitive at the highest level. However, the Grand Slam singles title always eluded him. Monfils' matches often left audiences breathless, his highlights reel filled with diving volleys, behind-the-back shots, and moments of sheer brilliance. With his long hair, ripped build, and chill Greek god look, Steph is like the rock star of tennis. Fans eat up both his style and swagger. His creative energy makes every match feel like a must-watch event. Stefanos Tsitsipas is one of the brightest stars of modern tennis, admired not only for his athleticism and skill, but also for his striking presence on and off the court. Known for his fluid one-handed backhand, powerful forehand, and aggressive baseline play, he combines modern athleticism with classical finesse. Fans and commentators quickly noticed his style, charisma, and expressive personality, making him a crowd favorite wherever he competed. Yet, despite his remarkable skill and marketable image, a Grand Slam title has remained out of reach. Tsitsipas has consistently performed at the highest levels. His career highlights include multiple Grand Slam semifinals and finals, most notably the 2021 French Open final against Novak Djokovic. In that match, Tsitsipas displayed precision, clever angles, and a tactical approach that forced Djokovic into extended rallies. He delivered a mix of drop shots, deep baseline strikes, and moments of sheer brilliance, thrilling audiences around the world. However, Djokovic's experience and consistency in critical moments ultimately denied Tsitsipas the trophy. Throughout his career, Tsitsipas has had intense rivalries with top players such as Alexander Zverev, Daniil Medvedev, and Rafael Nadal. Matches against these rivals have often been tightly contested, demonstrating his ability to compete with the elite. He reached the semifinals of the Australian Open in 2021 and 2023, the Wimbledon semifinals in 2022, and has collected multiple ATP titles, including Masters 1000 wins in Monte Carlo and Toronto. His career high ranking of number 3 reflects his elite position, yet the elusive Grand Slam title underlines how skill, style, and popularity do not always result in ultimate victory. His presence draws attention beyond match results, and while fans celebrate his talent, the narrative of almost winning, the repeated near misses in majors, remains central to his legacy. Haas looked like the classic heartthrob, sharp features, easy smile, and total movie star charm. He had that cool factor that made him a fan favorite. His combination of charisma and talent gave him timeless appeal among tennis lovers. Tommy Haas, the German tennis star, combined elegance, intelligence, and talent with a striking appearance that drew admiration worldwide. Standing tall with a calm, confident demeanor, Haas had an on-court presence that made him a favorite for fans and media alike. Technically, he possessed smooth strokes, exceptional footwork, and an all-court game capable of challenging the best. Yet, despite his talent and a career spanning over 2 decades, the Grand Slam title remained elusive. Haas achieved career-high ranking of number 2 in 2002 and reached multiple Grand Slam semifinals, including Wimbledon 2009, the US Open in 2002, and the Australian Open in 2009. In the 2009 Australian Open semifinal, he faced Rafael Nadal. Haas showcased his tactical intelligence, moving effortlessly across the court, hitting precise ground strokes, and executing well-constructed points. He pushed Nadal to the limit, demonstrating why he was considered one of the most technically complete players of his era. Yet, as in many critical moments, the title slipped away. His career was repeatedly interrupted by injuries, including persistent hip, wrist, and shoulder issues that prevented him from sustaining peak performance at key tournaments. Despite these setbacks, Haas won 15 ATP titles and maintained competitiveness against top-ranked rivals such as Andy Roddick, Lleyton Hewitt, and Roger Federer. His matches often demonstrated flair and finesse, earning admiration for both his skill and style of play. Fans and media admired his looks and composure, yet injuries and timing prevented him from capturing a Grand Slam. Nicole had the tall, blonde, girl-next-door look that fans loved. She mixed elegance with a fresh, fun vibe that made her stand out. Her youthful glow and easy charm gave her star power beyond the game. Nicole Vaidišová emerged on the professional tennis scene as one of the most promising young players of her generation. Standing tall with impressive reach and athleticism, she combined power, precision, and composure beyond her years. By the age of 17, Vaidišová had already reached the semifinals of 2 Grand Slam events, demonstrating remarkable ability to control points and dictate play from the baseline. Her aggressive ground strokes, excellent timing, and court awareness made her a formidable opponent, and she quickly became a favorite among fans for her confidence, elegance, and poise under pressure. A defining chapter of her career came at the 2006 Australian Open. Vaidišová advanced to the semifinals, competing against the top-ranked players with determination and tactical intelligence. She displayed a level of maturity and competitiveness rarely seen in teenagers, combining raw power with well-calculated shot selection. Her ability to control rallies, anticipate opponents' moves, and finish points with precision hinted at a future Grand Slam champion in the making. However, the physical and emotional demands of professional tennis began to take a toll. Injuries disrupted her momentum, and the strain of maintaining high-level performance contributed to burnout. Vaidišová stepped away from the tour at just 20 years old, leaving fans wondering what might have been. She attempted a brief comeback in 2014, yet the spark of her teenage years could not be fully regained. Despite the early end to her singles career, Vaidišová left a lasting impression. Her style, power, and early impact on women's tennis continue to resonate, making her one of the most memorable young talents of the 2000s. Big, rugged, and built like an action hero, Philippoussis always turned heads. With that confident presence, he looked more like a superstar than just a tennis player. His strong personality matched his bold game, making him impossible to ignore. Mark Philippoussis was an Australian player renowned for his explosive game, towering presence and engaging personality. He combined powerful ground strokes, aggressive play, and a strong serve that made him a constant threat on any surface. Philippoussis reached 2 Grand Slam finals, the 1998 US Open and the 2003 Wimbledon final, showcasing his ability to challenge the very best of his era. Both finals ended in straight-set defeats, yet they demonstrated his capacity to reach the highest levels and produce memorable, electrifying matches. Philippoussis' career was often interrupted by injuries, particularly recurring knee problems that forced him to withdraw from key tournaments or compete at less than full strength. These physical setbacks limited his ability to capture a major title, despite his talent and dedication. Beyond the injuries, off-court distractions occasionally affected his focus, adding to the challenge of realizing his full potential. Nevertheless, he maintained a career-high ranking of number 8 and collected multiple ATP titles, proving his ability to compete consistently on the professional tour. Fans admired Philippoussis not just for his power and skill, but for the energy, charisma, and style he brought to every match. He became known for his intense competitive spirit, electrifying rallies, and memorable performances in high-stakes moments.